Enough basketball talk about the Bulls. We got to see if we see some old school Bulls or Sonics or any other players in these basketball packs that you got. What do you have for us?
So first of all, real quick, I got a couple that I opened before this that I want to show. Speaking of the Bulls, we got a Phil Jackson
Very
Bulls
nice.
card. This is from the Sky or from the NBA Hoops from 1990. There was a Phil Jackson card, and then strangely, I got in the same pack a Phil Jackson as a player card
Wow.
from the Knicks, which is like it's not worth. I looked it up; it's not worth that much money, but I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, what's the deal with that? But
What do you
especially,
think is what do you think is peak stash?
ooh. Honestly, I feel like this era in the first card with the gray
Yeah.
suits, it
What
was a
is
little
that? Like
bushier.
19, what are we
This
talking
is
about there?
the
91, 92?
the copyright on this is 1990.
Okay. Yeah,
This is right before the championship years.
that's a good stash.
And then two more, just got to show them off because of the Sonics connection. This is an awesome card. This is a one-on-one with both Tony Kukoc and Detlef Schrempf represented.
Ooh, very nice. That's a
It's
good
pretty
matchup.
amazing. It's an upper deck card from the 96-97 season. I liked it.
I like
Oh,
that concept for a card. I remember seeing those.
yeah, especially with them two because they were kind of similar heights, similar not similar play styles as much. Kukoc is more of a creator, and Schrempf was more of like a 3-point shoot, 3 and D. Wouldn't you call him more of like a prototype 3 and D back in the day?
I guess. I never really thought of Shrimp's D as being that stout,
Oh, okay.
but he's definitely a 3-point shooter. I mean, he could drive
Little
big enough.
slasher
Yeah.
ability to him. Yeah, I would agree with that. And then the creme de la creme of what I've opened so far. First Skybox pack I opened, I got a Shawn Kemp, baby.
Unbelievable. The luck on that.
I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. Chris was here. We were watching a wrestling show, and I said, Chris, find me Shawn Kemp and Michael Jordan. And he opened this right away.
Unbelievable. That's like winning the lottery the first time you've ever played it.
Plus, it's a nice one too, because like I'm gonna even go in further. Sorry, I gotta get used to how the light reflects off it. But look at that. He's taking a jumper,
Ooh, there we go. That's
and
clean.
that's right over James Worthy. He was
Yeah.
putting a jumper right over James Worthy, right in his face. Look at
You
that.
kn- yeah, that went in too. No question. They
Oh,
wouldn't be allowed to show that picture if it didn't.
no, it would get incinerated. It would get pulped like Alan Partridge's book.
Yep.
Okay, so I need your help. I've got a ton of basketball packs here because I like content and I like basketball and I like cards because I'm a nerd. So I've got Skybox. I've got Series 1 and Series 2 Skybox from 1990. I think these are 92. Oh no, these are from 1990. So I have 1990 Skybox we could do. I've
Okay.
got 89, 90, and 91 NBA hoops. And I've got a couple packs over here of 91, 92 Fleer unopened wax packs. So what would you
Ooh.
want to start with?
Let's do the Skybox. I feel like that was my brand when I was a kid.
You want to do one of each of these?
Yes, let's do that.
Awesome. So I've got a ton of these. So folks at home, if you enjoy the basketball card segment, don't worry, there'll be more. I may even just mail you some, Andy, if you want to open some.
That would be amazing too.
It's so exciting. You have to like carefully open the pack here. I've even got my I got my little courtesy of Chris educating me. These are like top loaders. They're like little hard
Oh,
plastic sleeves in case I find some winners. I can immediately get it protected there for the future generations to enjoy.
very nice. Which one are you opening first?
I'm starting with the inaugural edition. So I'll do the first series and then I'll do second series. The black packs are the inaugural edition of 1990.
Sweet.
So there's 15 cards in here. Right off the bat, I see Jeff Hornacek.
Ooh, good start.
But I'm gonna look through this, and some of these are gonna be completely boring. So I'm gonna look through this real quick and just pick out the ones that I want to talk about here. Oh boy. Ooh, we got some good ones. So one of the things I want to point out here, this first one, Dwayne Farrell. I don't really recall him. He must have been like a Hawks big man. But you notice the skybox style is pretty cool. Every card
Yeah.
has this different like in-game action, and then they usually put like a flame highlighter on the basketball, wherever it is in the picture.
I like that. Very stylized.
So we definitely have some good ones here. Oh boy. Nothing too crazy in this first pack, but some interesting ones. So let's see what you think. Let me try to order these really quick. There we go. Okay. So first off, one of the first ones I saw, we've talked about him before. Failed Sacramento mayor, Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Kevin Johnson as a player. It is hard not to have a negative opinion toward him, knowing that the Sonics were so close to coming back if the Kings had moved there. Not that I want Sacramento to lose their team, and great that they kept them, but hard not to hold that against Kevin Johnson. Never mind the subsequent scandals that kind of ended his tenure as mayor.
What? Yeah, it was like personal. He had some personal indiscretions, should we say?
Yes. I not being vague because I don't want to talk about them. It's more just I don't remember what they are.
Yeah, that's the same
Something.
thing here. It was something, yeah, just untoward.
Yeah, something untoward. I believe that was the actual crime. Was something untoward to the second degree.
Yeah, second degree, something untoward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a good segue for this, but this is Pete Myers.
All right.
I love stories about Pete Myers because he was on the Bulls in the second three-peat. And I've heard now, I've been going back and kind of watching some like after the last dance, there's a lot of YouTube content about the Bulls and just like kind of the feuds of the NBA in the 90s. And Pete Myers was kind of a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
So
that used to be how he was announced. If he was in the starting lineup for a game, it started with, I don't have a good segue toward this. Number 7, Pete Myers.
I don't know why he's relevant. Pete Myers.
Yeah. Ooh, we're heading toward a loss today in the starting lineup.
Somebody who I really liked as a player, especially when he was on the Bulls, even though it was the end of his career. This is some Ron Harper action from the Clippers.
Ooh.
He was a great player.
He really was. He was very athletic early in his career. What did he have, like a knee injury or something?
Yeah, he ended up he did have a knee injury. So when he was on the Bulls in like the 96 team that won the last title, I think he was very much or not the last title, the first one of the second three-peat.
Yeah.
He was more of like that kind of like what Kyle Lowry was trying to do for the Heat in the finals this year. Like that he didn't have the athleticism, but he was still very smart and like rugged defensively.
Oh yeah, he was still really good.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of rugged, this is John Sally from the Pistons.
Oh, John Sally.
Good old John Sally. I always liked him, even though the Pistons were rough and tumble, to say the least.
Yeah.
And somebody he'd probably rough and tumbled with. Brad Daugherty.
Oh, I forgot about Brad Daugherty.
Brad Daugherty, who's now a NASCAR announcer for ESPN.
Interesting. There's no way he could fit in a NASCAR.
I don't think so. Yeah, he's definitely 7 foot. And then speaking of kind of like under the radar shitster, Mr. Jeff Hornacek. He fits that mold of like really accomplished NBA players who, when I look back at the time that they played, I'm like, he would be eaten alive if he played in the NBA today. He would, right? Like, there's no way he could have a career. I don't think.
I think you're right. But then I'm like, why is Austin Reeves successful?
Okay, that's fair. But I think even Austin Reeves, and maybe it's biased because I'm looking at like a different era of basketball and it looks different aesthetically. Like there was more of the slower pace of play, but it just feels like the athleticism is not matched up.
True. No, that's definitely a good point. All right, good pack. What do we got in the next one?
Second one, same series, but just they did like a later series that year in 1990 where this would have potential traded players and I think like all-stars is what they would add later in the year. So you can find some interesting stuff that you wouldn't otherwise have. Let's see. This is the one I found I think Chris opened it. The Shawn Kemp in.
So it's unlikely that we would find a second Shawn Kemp.
Oh, you're never gonna believe this.
What?
That might be the same card. Yeah, it's the same card, but that's still kind of crazy.
Yeah. That is
Here.
a sweet back.
Same card.
Unbelievable.
J over Worthy. I got it in both of the 2 packs. Those are the only 2 I've opened from that set, and I got 2 Shawn Kemps.
Unbelievable. How?
Mhm.
Huh.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, that's just going to be for S's and G's. Oh, you got to be freaking kidding me. I got another Phil Jackson. Why am I getting every Phil Jackson card? I have to start a Phil Jackson card collection now because I've got 6.
I think, yeah, you just have a notebook that's only Phil Jackson cards.
Oh my god. Okay, I've got a few here that are comment worthy. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Well, I'll just show you. I don't have this one yet. This is another Phil Jackson with a different mustache.
Wow. That's a good mustache, even though it's the profile view. Still strong stash game.
Wait, let's see if the back has a better. Oh no, the back just has a quote, which is, "For the first time, we're ready to announce that we will challenge Detroit for the Central Division title. We're going to pace ourselves to play in June. People still consider us a one-man team, but this team has a sense of what it can do, and we're looking forward to testing that."
Okay, so when was that quote?
That was before they won the first title.
Same season.
Yep.
All right.
So Philly was on point, and this is another Hersey Hawkins, which I showed you.
Ooh, that is a great card.
That's a great card. That's him
Yeah.
about to go to the paint, and on the back we got him just like kind of taking the chill pill.
Yeah. Taking the chill between feeding the hawk.
Yeah, exactly. This one I'm noticing because I never heard of this guy. I guess this is Ron Rothstein, who was the coach of the
Never heard
Heat.
of that either.
He was like Chuck Daly's assistant when he was the Pistons coach, but I kept seeing him in these videos I've been watching, and I never heard of him. So
That has to be like one of the first Heat seasons too.
Yeah, they started in '88.
Yeah.
This one is cool. Well, we already had the Shawn Kemp. I can't believe I got 2 Shawn Kemps. There's 2 Knicks connections here. This is Charles Smith. Before he was traded to the Knicks, he was on the Clippers. He's the one who NBA fans will remember tried to make like 6 shots to eliminate the Bulls in the playoffs and got blocked like 6 times in a row, which is unfortunate. And then a great player who is a terrible college coach, Patrick Ewing.
You know what's funny? Like Patrick Ewing, he was one of the most before he took over Georgetown, like one of the most outspoken people of like, why am I not getting an NBA job?
And now we know why, Patrick.
Yeah. Unbelievable how bad of a coach he is.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. If he is ever an NBA head coach, I would be stunned.
Unless it's for the purpose of like getting a team to tank enough to move to Seattle, then it would be great.
That's actually a great point. If you want a tankathon, you can't just do it by trading all your players. Go ahead and get yourself Patrick Ewing as a coach.
Give Patrick Ewing like an 8-year, $65 million contract.
Yeah.